Everybody makes mistakes. Some are more embarrassing than others. Some we tell to our friends as jokes, and some we keep to ourselves. But some mistakes have a larger range of effects than we can imagine. Our cells also make mistakes. Over-replication, faulty ATP production, and even in our DNA. These kinds of mistakes are called mutations. A mutation is any change to our DNA sequence. Most mutations, like mistakes we make, can be fixed very easily, but some cause problems that just can't be solved.
So Bill Nye, what is a chromosome?
A chromosome is a group of DNA that is formed during cell replication. We have 46 different chromosomes in each of our cells. Each chromosome has something called a homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosomes, commonly referred to as homologs, are two chromosomes that pair together and are basically the same but contain different kinds of genes from your mother and your father. During meiosis, in gametes, there are 23 chromosomes that are homologs of each other in different cells.
And Bill Nye, what kinds of mutations affect chromosomes?
Well, chromosomal mutations include insertion, deletion, translocation, duplication, and non-disjunction. All of these can cause serious damage to a chromosome. They can take out genes, they can damage genes, and they can deactivate genes. Certain types of the chromosomal mutations, like deletion and translocation, like a deletion is where a good portion of a chromosome is deleted, so a lot of genes are gone also. And translocation is where two non-homologous chromosomes come together and they give DNA to each other. And that's bad because they don't normally share DNA, and the crossing over that occurs can damage genes. And certain genetic disorders are caused by chromosomal translocation and deletion. And so these include Angelman syndrome, Prader-Willi syndrome, and others. But today we're going to talk about Prader-Willi syndrome.
All right. Go. So Bill Nye, what is Prader-Willi syndrome exactly?
Okay. Well, Prader-Willi syndrome was first described back in 1956 by scientists Andrea Prader and Heinrich Willi. And they described it as a disorder where people have a chronic hunger, a chronic, very endless hunger that cannot be satisfied. They also have underdeveloped sexual characteristics, distinct facial features like almond-shaped eyes and very narrow temples, and low muscle tone. So that at first it's hard to gain weight, but slowly they do as the chronic hunger sets in. Now, it's caused by deletion in the paternal chromosome 15 that is given to you in your when you are conceived. The parental chromosomes that come together, usually you get one from your mom and one from your dad. But in this case, you may get a damaged one from your father, or you may get two from your mother. This is known as maternal dysemy. And maternal dysemy, in this case, there's no real genetic variability, so it's just from your mother, and you can contract it because there's damage to your hypothalamus. Now, over here, we have our chromosomes of science. Now, here are your maternal chromosomes, and here are your paternal chromosomes. Now, normally, when the chromosomes come together, the gametes will give one of each, and they will come together like this. But sometimes, when the gametes are fusing together, sometimes the parental chromosome gets a little bit damaged, and so it comes in and it is unable to provide certain genes, and those genes are not present. However, sometimes the father is unable to contribute at all, and two maternal chromosomes are contributed in maternal dysemy. So it causes damage to the hypothalamus and causes the endless hunger and thirst in a Prader-Willi syndrome patient.
So Bill Nye, what is exactly is the hypothalamus?
The hypothalamus is the part of your brain that controls things like hunger and thirst. and also sleep. So in Prader-Willi syndrome, you have endless hunger that can't be satisfied, endless thirst that can't be satisfied, and in some cases, insomnia, where you cannot sleep, and it's hard to sleep.
Okay.
Symptoms of Prader-Willi include extreme appetite, short stature, insomnia, and delayed reaction.
I hate you!
One of the most prominent symptoms of Prader-Willi syndrome is fair skin and light hair. This is caused by the absence of protein OCA2 on chromosome 15. This protein codes for over 340,000 nucleotides. However, damage to even one of them could cause this entire protein to be nulled. When a cell needs to make a protein, it goes to its DNA helix, unwinds it with an enzyme called helicase, and begins the transcription process. To demonstrate that, we have our winter coat with a zipper of science. Now, pretend this zipper track is our DNA helix. Helicase comes in and unzips it. Then, RNA polymerase drops in and creates a little line right here and puts in nucleotides based on the template DNA. Then, when it's done, the DNA zips back up and the RNA leaves the nucleus.
At this point in protein synthesis, the mRNA molecule has left the nucleus and headed to the ribosome. The ribosome and mRNA attach similar to a monorail car on a monorail. The ribosome rides the mRNA molecule. From the cytoplasm comes tRNA, or transfer RNA, which connects to the mRNA molecule through the ribosome using its anticodon to attach to the mRNA's codon. The tRNA molecule also carries an amino acid, which, when a tRNA molecule is done, will attach to the next tRNA molecule and will slowly make a chain. When the chain is finished, it will be let go of, and a protein will be made from the folded up amino acids. If a mistake is made in transcription or translation, it can destroy the entire process of creating the protein and can render it nulled.
There's no cure for Prader-Willi syndrome, but there are some treatments that can be sought out during infancy. These treatments include improving muscle tone and controlling obesity.
Speech therapy is also available to improve articulation, and infants must take high-calorie intake diets to improve their weight. Patients with Prader-Willi syndrome can live normal, healthy lives and have a high life expectancy if they obtain a normal weight.
PWS is prevalent in all races and genders also.
April is the official PWS Awareness Month.
PWS is also the most common cause of genetic obesity. Children with Prader-Willi syndrome are very happy, caring, and loving individuals.
However, at age 2 to 5, they begin to develop appetite problems.
Sponsored by the Fellowship of Prader-Willi Patients.